Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. This is another of my short stories of the type that's in my book, Work Stories. It's called Power Imbalance. I was pleased to have been hired at Dr. Lee's lab as a research scientist. After all, Silicon Valley Institute of Technology is among the world's premier universities for basic science research, and Dr. Lee is preeminent in the area of single-cell proteomics. A couple weeks after I began, I attended the required sexual harassment training. Everyone in the lab was there, and it was led by a person from HR. She was very clear, maybe even tough, about the importance of reporting an even potential case of sexual harassment. Over the coming months, Dr. Lee, apparently pleased with my work, and I suppose liking me as a person, maybe even as a woman, spent more time mentoring me. The HR person occasionally came to our lab for various reasons, and it seemed she looked just an extra moment when Dr. Lee and I were interacting. The last time was when Dr. Lee had come to my workstation, and while leaning over to look what was on my screen, he rested his hand on my shoulder. The HR person happened to walk by, saw it, and perhaps intuiting that she would disapprove, Dr. Lee pulled his hand away a bit quickly, which she may have interpreted as guilt, and she asked me to step away. "I need to talk to you." She walked me down the hall and into an empty office and said, "I'll come to the point. I have made abundantly clear that a case of even potential sexual harassment should be reported to me. That's especially the case when there is a power imbalance, and doubly the case when the perpetrator is your boss. Both are the case here." "Perpetrator?" I blurted. "He hasn't done anything." "You're young. You're naive." I'm not proud of myself, but it felt instinctive, automatic, like a knee reflex. I went from 0 to 60 in 1 second, and I shoved her. She stepped back, nodded, and said, "I see." She nodded in a way that suggested she would, quote, write me up. She didn't say it, but I felt that. I stormed out and asked Dr. Lee out for a drink after work. He smiled and said, "I would like that." Anyway, that story is called Power Imbalance. As usual, I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. And certainly would welcome your checking out any of my 30 books. Perhaps most relevant here is the book Work Stories. A bunch of short stories like this. You can find all 30 on Amazon. Just go there and search on my name, Marty Nemko, N like Nancy, E-M like Mary, K-O, and you will find more than you can stomach. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.